Today is an exciting day for me. Today is the first day of transplanting and direct sowing. So, for this year, I'm going to do my root vegetables in these galvanized buckets. I'm going to do my leafy greens in these towers. That one is a strawberry tower. She's 2 years, so pretty well established and starting to grow well. And then in my green stalk planter, which I just got, and I'm so excited about it. I think, now, plans change around here, but I think for right now, I'm going to go ahead and direct sow it with some carrots, with the idea that I will be able to harvest those carrots and put my beans in at the beginning of June. So, first I need to do a little bit of prep work on my galvanized bucket. I've got my drill. I'm going to drill some holes in the bottom of it. These other ones I did not have to do that to because they were my grandmother's and they've already rusted out, so they have plenty of drainage in the bottom. So I'm going to drill some holes in the bottom. I'm going to fill her with dirt. I'm really doing a pretty simple combination of topsoil from the cutting garden that I built last weekend, and a little bit of mushroom compost and some potting soil. I just need it to be hardy enough to grow my onion sets because that's what I'm planning on putting into this particular bucket. So let's get going. I am so excited right now. Setup. We've got beets getting ready to go into this bucket. She was direct seeded a week ago. And then onions. This is going to be a combination of kale and red romaine. My red romaine is not quite ready to be transplanted, so we're just going to put in 2 of each of the 3 kinds of kale for right now. Radishes are my most favorite. So we've got 1, and then back here, this black one is a second bucket for radishes because I will eat them every single day. I buy the world's best goat cheese at our farmer's market, and it is my favorite thing to eat. And then in this guy, which I am just so excited about, we are going to direct seed some rainbow carrots. Those are my girl's favorite, mostly just because when you cook the purple ones, it turns all the other food purple. But whatever it takes for her to like the carrots, I will grow the carrots. Right now she's eating microgreens like crazy, so we'll be starting a tray of those every 2 weeks. And as long as we can get the greens and the goodies in her, we're gonna grow them. So let's start planting these babies. Here are all of our little beets. You will notice that they are planted in small clusters. I do that in theory so that as they grow they will slowly push themselves apart and use up all of this space. The 4 or 5 in each cluster will slowly spread out. These are the onion sets that miraculously made it. I found those in a container from 2 years ago, and these have survived. So onion sets can make it as long as you would like. Now I've only partially planted this one. I put in 2 of each kind of kale and kind of staggered them, and then I'm gonna go back when my romaines and lettuces are ready and fill in the rest so that we have a nice salad tower there. These, of course, are my radishes. Same theory with the radishes as with the beets, that if we plant them closer together, it is easier to transplant them without breaking the stems and killing them. But also they will sort of push each other apart and spread out to use up the space and get the maximum number of radishes out of the space. Because of course we can go through and harvest to thin and eat the greens or the roots. If we discover that they are too clumped in together, we can go and pull a few of those out and eat them, and then that makes space for new radishes. Now this is the first year that I have seeded them this way. Usually I just direct sow into these buckets, and I do get wonderful harvests that way, but I find that I am wasting a lot of empty space and then having to go back in and seed it, or the opposite problem is happening and they are just so heavily seeded that I'm having to pull more as greens than as actual radishes. So we're gonna try it this way for the first round this season and see if maybe that works out better for us. So my favorite part of the garden is all of the experiments. These little guys are starting to bloom. Hopefully we will have strawberries within just a few weeks. And this, this was a gourd that my son bought to put on top of his jack-o'-lantern to look like a crown. And we decided we were going to see if we could grow some of those this year. So that is just one more fun little experiment. Now, I did go ahead and seed the carrots in here. I am watering so that we are watering them in. That way the wind doesn't slowly blow all of them away. If we get them well watered now, hopefully the idea is that they will sort of sink far enough into the soil that as the wind blows, they're not sloughing off and into the garden. So it's been great to plant with y'all today, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next weekend. Happy growing.